Most people over 45 think they need to lift heavy to build lots of muscle, but that's simply not true. I've helped hundreds of clients grow more muscle using one smart technique. Nobody ever maxed out, nobody got wrecked joints, and everybody was at way less risk of injury. This tips work for every single exercise. And most gym programs and trainers totally miss this and don't even teach it. I'm going to share with you a little known tip called the ISO pump method. I made that up so you can remember it. And then I'm going to show you 3 exercises that you can do this with, and hopefully you can learn it and get the gist, and then practice with your own exercises. Before we jump in, I want to give you some science and some history about strength training and muscle building. You see, for decades we were told that low reps, 3 to 6, was the strength zone. Moderate reps, 8 to 12, muscle building. 15 to 20 reps endurance. And while that's still a helpful guide, I mean, if you're sport specific and you're doing powerlifting competition, you need to train for specificity. But it's not the rep range that builds muscle, it's how close you get to effort and fatigue. So if you're 45 and you just want to generally get stronger, build some muscle, replace the lost muscle that you've already got, then what really matters now is training close to failure and making the exercise feel hard. Studies show time and time again, or in recent studies anyway, whether you're lifting 10 kilograms for 10 reps or 5 kilograms for 25 reps, you can build similar amounts of muscle as long as you push close to the limit. The thing of it is, it's the effort that will build muscle, not the reps or the weight. When you get close to failure, the reps are called effective reps. The last few reps before failure, where your muscle is working the hardest. So you may be wondering, how does this help people over 45? Well, the reality of it is, you just don't need to lift massive heavy weights to get results. You can train with lighter weights that are easier on the joints, and you just need to go close enough to fatigue for those last 2 to 3 reps where it starts to burn or the weight starts to slow down. The simple way to think about it is, if your set ends and you feel like you could do 10 more reps, you're probably not in the zone for building muscle. And in fact, when I train with clients and they've been training a while, sometimes they'll do 15 reps to 20 kilos just because the plan says that. So what I'll do, I'll sit there with them and I'll say, do 5 more, and they do 20 reps. I said, do 5 more, do 25 reps. Do 5 more, they do 30. And some people can get to 40 reps. And it means that they're lifting far, far too light. And they're only doing it because the plan says 10 to 15 reps. But a lot of trainers miss the intensity of the exercise. So then what you find is you can put the weight up really considerably. They will start to fail at about 13 to 15 reps. They definitely feel it. And that is where the effective reps start to kick in. Now, as promised, I'm going to share a training method I've called the ISO pump method, okay? And what it is, all you do, you start with an isometric hold, because isometric holds help mind-muscle connection to start with. A lot of us are not able to feel the muscle we're trying to work in the first place. So this takes care of that component. It puts less wear and tear on your joints as well, because you're not, moving the joint through weight and range as well. You're actually putting load on the muscle, which is what it needs to grow. And then by using an isometric hold as well, you're putting the muscle under lots of load and time under tension, which is a smart way of making the muscle work really, really hard. So all you do, whatever muscle group you're going to use, you're going to hold the muscle at its peak contraction for 20 to 30 seconds. That is your first pump. Then you go into the compound exercise or exercise of choice, whether it be a squat or a row or a deadlift or something. Do 10 to 15 reps and you will feel crazy fatigue with those reps, because the muscles are already tired. And it means you lift way less weight, a lot less stress on the joints and the ligaments and all the other stuff as well. And you get a fantastic workout as a default. So as promised, let's head over into the workout area and I'm going to share with you 3 of these exercises. So let's just say we're going to work on our back, okay? And a TRX row or a suspension trainer row is a fantastic exercise to work on the back. It's very low load on the joints as well, and it hits the muscles that you actually want to hit. So let's just say we're going to come into this position here, and normally people will bang away doing TRX rows. But what we're going to do instead for this one, we're going to come up here, squeeze your shoulder blades, and you're going to count for 30 seconds. You're going to keep the tension on those muscles, really focus on contracting them, squeeze your shoulder blades together super, super tight. This must be about 20 seconds. And once you get that 20 seconds, then you're going to come back in, and then you're going to start to do your 12 to 15 reps, or at least coming close to fatigue. And already at 6 or 7 or 8 reps, I'm starting to feel the burn in my upper back and my lats. And straight away, I don't have to come down super low and get my form all over the place. It's hitting the muscles exactly as it should because of that isometric hold at the start. hitting that time under tension, and it's going to give me a fantastic workout. I'm going to feel the burn tomorrow, probably be a little bit sore, and I know that I'm starting to build muscle by introducing this kind of technique into our workouts. Now let's just say we're going to work on the quads. The same principle applies. A lot of people have sore knees, certainly in our community anyway. I've had 8 knee surgeries myself, and I know that squatting can be hard, certainly to get as much load on the quad as I want, because the knee is the sort of weakest link to the whole thing. So what I find is when I was rehabbing from my knee, I'd come down into a nice beautiful wall sit, very challenging isometric hold on the quads, and let's just say, I'm hanging here 10 seconds now, and it's 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and already I'm starting to feel the burn in the quads as well. Then I would come up from this exercise, I'd come step away from the wall, and then I'd complete some air squats. And again, first couple of reps, because of that wall sit, the muscles are working way harder, and it's less stress on those knees. I'm not having to use a big barbell on my back or big heavy weight to get the same effect. And you can do this for lots and lots of exercises. I'm going to show you one more exercise now to give you the idea. Then you can go away and in your workouts figure out where you can hold the muscle in a contracted state before you start to move it. Okay, so that's a great one for legs. Let's go over to the other one. So the last demonstration I'm going to give you, okay, is going to be more of an accessory exercise, i.e. dumbbell curls. All right. Now, so many people in the gym, and you're swinging the weights up, okay. And you're not really getting a huge amount down for your arms, okay? But try this, and I guarantee, lighten the load up, you're gonna have an amazing pump in your arms, okay? So what you do, the way I like to do it, turn the palms out, bring the hands up, so the upper arms are locked into the side of the body. Now this is a peak, sort of gravity is at its maximum point. I can hold this up here quite easily, I can hold it down there quite easy, but this point is where most of the weight is and the hardest part of the whole rep. And this is where you hold for 30 seconds. These are only 10 kilo dumbbells. They're not super heavy in the grand scheme of things. Hold it for 30 seconds, and then once I get to there, I'm gonna come down. And then I'm gonna rep the whole thing up. And straight away, these 10 kilo dumbbells are very heavy now compared to, what they would be if I just started just to do the weights. So I urge you to give this a try. You don't have to lift heavy weights to build lots of muscle. I've been riddled with injuries over the years. I'm 46, nearly 47, and I find that my body isn't what it used to be. And when I implement these sorts of things, isopump or pre-exhaust set, what it's actually called scientifically, I suppose, you can still get fantastic workouts, and you realize you have to lift super heavy. So if you're a newbie in the gym and you don't know where to start and you've heard all that stuff about lifting heavy weights, just try this, and you'd be surprised how little weight that you need to get a fantastic workout in. It doesn't have to be crazy hard. You just need to make them challenging at the end of the workout. I'm a little bit puffed out already, okay? So that's my my video for today. And I'm going to leave another video up in the top left-hand corner, which I think you may like. So head over there, and I will see you there shortly.